Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and welcome back to me, I guess, as well. I am back from holiday, and we are diving straight back in, guys. And I want to talk to you about the 10 best champions for Live Arena based off of their win rates. We're going to look at both Gold 1, but also Silver 1. We're going to compare the two, right? Because, Gold 1, we're talking about like the Krakens in there, right? The big spenders, the big players. I haven't been playing much. I'm pretty far behind. But like Gold 1, we're talking about like the top dogs, some of the best of the best. Silver 1, we're talking about, late game players with really good accounts, but not the mega Krakens. We're talking maybe more about, kind of more like me, more whale, long-term players. But we can have very different champions in both, potentially, or will we? Let's find out. To celebrate me being back as well, we're going to have a giveaway. So this is we get 2 giveaways every month as part of the content creator program. This is giveaway number 2. So very simple. There's going to be 5 winners here. Each winner will get 540 gems, 1 void shard, and 1 epic tome. What you have to do is tell me the 2 champions that have impressed or scared you the most in Live Arena. So what would be, personally, based off of your own fights or the fights you've watched and seen, what are the 2 champions that stand out the most to you? That's the only rules. Any 2 you want to pick, you can pick them. And that's it. Post them in the comments down below, and also include your code. It's this code right here. Click copy ID, slap it in the comment as well. That just lets Plarium actually directly send the stuff to you. I've had to do this more often now. I used to just ask people for their number after they won, but there'd always be at least one person that wouldn't reply. I did one of them, and there were 4 people of the 5 winners that didn't reply. I was like, okay, that's a disaster. We're not doing that. So yeah, please put your number in the comment alongside the 2 champions that have impressed or scared you the most in Live Arena so far. But let's dive in and let's talk about the best of the best. Feedback hub. I would not like to give no, go away. I don't even know what you are. Right, let's look at Gold 1 first. The top 10 champions in Gold 1. The number 1 champion right now, I think, was really going to surprise you. I think unless you've seen any info about this before, it would really take you aback. And that number 1 champion is actually Tormund the Cold. What? I know, it's true. But we come over here again. Thank you to Hell Hades. Actually, we're using his website and the info they have gathered through the optimizer to pull out, look at the stats that they've provided. Tormund the Cold. I can't believe it. But yeah, we look at Gold 1. He actually has a 59.33% win rate. This is the highest win rate that I was able to find, which is it's absolutely crazy. I don't think anyone really saw this coming. How is this so high? I honestly think part of this, and it's something you need to watch out for, he does have a pretty low pick rate. Now, the highest possible pick rate is only 50% in gold. Because only, each player can only pick the champion once. I'm not sure actually if the pick rate goes up for the other difficulties. I'm not sure. But 50% would be the highest for gold anyway. It's really, really high. Part of what is he doing that's so good? Well, I think that part of it is that he does combo very well with Sifi. He's a defensive damage dealer. Sifi, we're going to see, she will show up on this list, no surprise. She gives the increased defense, helps hit hard. Sifi, if she's on your team, the freeze stuff he's putting out is good. Sifi can also remove the freeze that Tormund has on him when he revives. So I think that's possible. And I do also think that another champion we're obviously going to see, there's a few top tier champions that are kind of weak against this passive. So Taras, we'll see him soon. He would have been my guess for number 1, would be Taras. Taras actually increases turn meter a lot for his whole team on his A1. And this freeze, every time an enemy has their turn meter filled, works okay against Taras. So I think there's a few things that could be going on here. But when I did come in, and if you flick through, like if we flick down to Silver 4, you can see that win rate drops off to 47%. We go to Silver 3, it's back up to 54%. So I think that this 59%, although he is technically number 1, I think it is actually a little bit misleading based off of a low pick rate. Certainly means Tormund is a champion to keep your eye on, but it's a very, very, very tentative number 1 spot. Again, technically he is, but I don't expect that to last. In number 2, did I put that in? I didn't put it in the list. Here we go. Tormund, number 1, shockingly, at 59%. I think unpredicted. Number 2, Probably you picked it up from what I was saying there, and it probably shouldn't surprise anyone. Taras is number 2. Taras the Fierce. The man, the myth, the legend, coming in with 59% win rate. This one, not so much a surprise, much higher pick rate. Tormin, 4%. Taras, 40%, 58.94% win rate. If you're curious, we go to Silver 4, still super high pick rate, 61%, right? Silver 3, 10% pick rate, 59.9. I think the pick rate goes down because people just don't have him as much, probably. But yeah, insane win rate. For me, Taras, although he is technically number 2 on the list, for me, he really is the number 1, at least for Gold 1. We'll see in Silver 1. Spoiler, he might be number 1 there too, but he's kind of number 1. Why is Taras so good? And demonstrably good across multiple levels, with very high pick rates. Why is he so good? He's just totally overpowered, basically, is the long and short of it. So he's very tanky. He takes, where is it? He takes half damage from all skills, just because it does decrease his max HP. But unique to him, this decreased max HP does not decrease his damage, which is based on HP. His damage is based off the HP he starts the fight with, which is totally unique. Other HP-based damage dealers, like Artak, for instance, when Artak destroys his HP, it does reduce the damage he does based on HP, but not for Taras, for unknown reasons. But yeah, half damage from all of this. He permanently decreases enemies' attack, which is insane, puts out some fierce to start the fight, but he just has this massive AoE nuke, hits so hard, also increasing ally buffs. He's got a massive single target nuke here as well that combos insanely well with Marishka. This is the thing where I think Tormin is okay against it, like double hitter and each crit filling the turn meter of all allies by 5%. So, 2 chances to proc the Tormin passive, that might be some of what's going on. But certainly, if I had to choose between Tormin or Taras, I do have Tormin. I would happily trade mine in for Taras any day of the week. He is just insane. Number 3 then. Number 3, you're probably, if you're thinking of Taras, you probably got number 3 in the bag as well. Number 3 is none other than Marishka, his partner in crime. We just click over here and there she is. Coming in with 57.5% win rate. So it's a chunk lower, but still incredibly high. When you think about this, is Gold 1, the most competitive, most hardcore, most pay to win, most insane part of the game. Her still coming in at 57.5% is insane. And you have to expect that most of the time, there's, in Gold 1, there's almost going to be no chance that these 2 champions are going to be both allowed to be picked by the same person, or both through. Like, one of them is going to be banned. Probably something in their favor, actually, right? You come in, you ban Taras, they get Marishka, and then they get whatever else they want. You can't ban anything else either. So that's something to consider too. In Gold 1, right, you're not going to get, it's almost impossible for someone to get both of them. This is probably their win rates without their partner there. Insane. Marishka, obviously insane base stats at 24% speed aura, but the full cleanse at turn meter boost, permanently increasing their resistance. Massive AoE heal with the shield and strengthen is so strong as well. She's got the ally attack A1, and of course, with no cooldown, revives all dead allies with half HP, 75% turn meter whenever this champion is killed, right? So if she's in there with a reviver, she gets killed, brings the whole team back. If the reviver revives her, there's no cooldown. When Marishka dies, she's going to revive her whole team again. It's just nuts. Plus, she hard counters that block damage. Bombs, poisons, HP burns. It's kind of insane. This champion is nuts. Going to spot number 4 then. We actually have quite a big dip here. So I think that the top 3... really, I mean, Tormin is a big question mark, as we talked about, due to small sample size. But Taras and Marishka are demonstrably insane. There's a big step down then to the others. And number 4, a champion I myself pulled very recently, it's Sifi with a 54. Sorry, here's Marishka. I forgot to look at Marishka, but there you go. She's got the 57.48% with a massive pick rate in Gold 1. Sifi comes in next with, again, a massive pick rate, 48.59%, 54.64% win rate, which is very, very, very good as well. Sifi, obviously, she's incredibly strong. I've pulled her recently, and she's become my new first pick, go-to champion, no doubt. She comes in, obviously, the tanky reviver. She's crazy base stats, super good. Pumps out tons of healing here. She's got the big single target revive with full turn meter and increased attack. She has the increased defense with block debuffs, increased speed, turn meter fill as well. And then the irresistible sleep A1. Sifi is just crazy good. Yeah, she's just top tier, so the best straightforward reviver, as it were. Marishka is sort of a pseudo reviver, but in terms of just a reviver, Sifi is even better. And by bringing in, by the way, increased defense, she's sort of the only top tier viable source of increased defense in the game, on top of comboing very well with, of course, Rotus the Lost Groom, and bringing increased attack and full turn meter for attack, squishy attack based nukers. Very good revive for them. You've got a lot of options with Sifi. Go the defensive route, go an attack route, go speed, go slow. She can kind of do everything. That's why I think she is so good. Number 5, we have Jorgid. Right, so number 5, Jorgid, 53% win rate for Jorgid the Breaker. Here he is. There he is. Jorgid the Breaker, 53.3% with a pretty good pick rate as well. Probably, well, I was going to say probably the best. Evidently, according to the stats right now in Gold 1, he is the best attack-based nuker. The number 1 attack-based nuker in the game. He's void, no weak hits. He comes in, he does ignore Stone Skin plus basically every defensive buff in the game. Extra turn if he kills someone. AoE attack can give him unkillable, which is nice. And then his A1 can really smack too. I think it's his passive that makes him so strong. 50% chance to ignore 50% defense. So whenever this passive procs, and you're going to stack that with Helm Smash, you're going to stack it with Savage Set, he can just basically one-shot anyone. He just hits insanely hard. There is a gamble, of course, with this passive. There's a big gamble, but he is just, it's just crazy good. He's still crazy good. 53% win rate, still fantastic. In the number 6 position, I've rounded these numbers around a bit, as you can see, is Yumiko. Probably not surprising people as top tier, coming in with a 53.08% win rate, again with very high pick rates and extremely high ban rate. If we look back here, 12% for Jorgid. Sifi is about 29%. Marishka, 12.9%. Taris, 23.2%, 10% only for Torment. Like, Yumiko's got a massive ban rate and a very good win rate to back it up as well. So you have to imagine that she's being let through where she's not going to completely stomp people, right? When people feel confident that they can deal with it, and she's still pulling in, despite being the most banned champion on the list, she's still pulling in a 53% win rate, which is insane. Obviously, what does she do? Locks out enemy skills for 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown, also decreasing ally skills as well. She's got the Hex, which redirects stuff. I think in a new patch, whenever they nerf Polymorph, maybe it's even in right now, I think very soon it's coming anyway, the Hex is going to redirect Polymorphs as well. That's a pretty big deal. So yeah, Yumiko, she is nuts. She's super good. Probably, she is the best lockout champion statistically in Gold. She is the best one, also making you better. She gets perfect veil at the start of the fight and is immune to debuffs while she's under it. So she's just very, very strong. Yumiko is insane. Number 7. Who is number 7 on the list? It is Cardiel. Maybe a bit of a surprise. I think people know of Cardiel as being an extremely good champion, but maybe you wouldn't think about him as being top tier here. He's not being picked or banned as much. The lowest ban rate so far, actually, at 9.7%. Okay-ish pick rate, but 52% win rate, which is pretty impressive. Cardiel, he comes in, does bring a lot of healing, which is nice. He brings a big ally attack as well. He does bring a full cleanse and revive on death, speed aura too. But yeah, just lots of healing with his A1 and joining in on attacks. Like I said, I thought this one was a bit of a surprise, but a very interesting one. Getting that sort of pseudo reviver with the revive on death, the cleansing, the ally attack. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's an interesting one for sure. Definitely a bit of a different champion here, but showing that he's very good. In number 8 position, Harima. She is the third nuker. We've got Taris as the number 1 nuker, Jorgid the top attack nuker. Harima comes in as the top defensive nuker and the 3rd best nuker overall in the game. She's coming in. You can see very high pick rate, 41%. Not banned actually that much. 50.97% win rate. So it's not a crazy win rate. So you can sort of see why maybe she's not banned as much. A champion that you can sort of let through. Why is she so strong? Well, she does have a big AoE. Now, part of it is that she's got this triple hit A2 that will instantly activate an AoE if she kills somebody. That can definitely secure a win for you. Each hit is also going to permanently decrease the target's defense and permanently increase her defense. So in longer fights, that will stack up and make a bit of a difference. The biggest thing, though, is just permanently decreasing enemy ignore defense effects. just decreases it by 50% across the board. Also, she cannot be crit by demon spawn enemies, so champions like Hefrak, Candrafon, etc. really struggle against her. And she cannot weak hit champions from demon spawn, so she's very good against champions like Duchess, whose Spirit Affinity doesn't matter for Harima. She can't weak hit her, she's just going to crit her, because you build her with 100% crit, doesn't matter. That's pretty insane. But yeah, just decreasing ignore defense effects by 50%. Obviously against Jorgid, that's very strong because he's really reliant on it. Rotus is very reliant on it. Baron, super reliant on it. A lot of the top tier nukers are very reliant on ignoring defense, and she stops that. So she's got that damage dealer, but also defensive aspect to her. That being said, only a 51% win rate. But yeah, I mean, interestingly enough, even the number 10 champion on this list doesn't quite have a 50% or higher win rate, which is kind of insane. Number 9 is Warlord. Not really, I think, a huge surprise either. The other lockout champion, he comes in, again, picked very much, but 50.76, so a lower win rate. Not that crazy, but very, very much banned. He's banned all the time. Again, you suspect that when he is let through, he's half the time he's picked, he's banned, right? When he is let through, it's probably when people feel confident they can take him on, and he still has a positive win rate, which only 9 champions in gold have. But Warlord, he comes in with the full lockout, puts all target skills on full cooldown, so it's a stronger lockout than Yumiko's, but it doesn't have the reduction of your allies' cooldowns built in as well. He does have a nice heal with block debuffs for 1 turn and a shield, so it's pretty good, but the block debuffs isn't always up. But yeah, Warlord is a very strong option as well. Evidently, he's number 9. And then in the final position, number 10, can you guess who it is? Probably guessed him. Nekret would have been up there for a lot of people. Maybe people were saying Duchess, but not so. But Nekret comes in, and like I said, high pick rate, 23%, and decent ban rate, but only at 49.93%. So yeah, I only found, it's shocking, I rounded it up to 50%. But only 9 only 9 of the top champions. We couldn't even find a 10th champion with a good sample size of fights that had a positive win rate, which is kind of crazy actually when it comes to it in gold. Gold is, I'd say, very much dominated by Taras Marishka. And then you've got some other good combos in there, like Sifi, Harima are looking pretty okay. The lockout champions are banned all the time, Warlord and Yumiko. Jorgid definitely can secure you some wins, but it definitely looks like, at a quick glance, that Tormin is an odd one out, and Taras and Marishka are kind of like, we're the king and queen, you know? it's which is sort of what you expect, but it's interesting to see it in stark terms with the statistics right there. It's pretty funky. Now, let me put this in. Duchess, we're going to look at silver as well, guys. Duchess actually did not make the top 10 cut for either silver or gold. I'm sure you're curious. In gold, she's picked constantly, 47.15%, but only a 48.83% win rate. It's still pretty good, right? She's number, I don't know, 12 or 13 or something. Maybe she's number 11. I don't know. She's up there, right? She's super good, but she didn't actually have a positive win rate, and she did not make the top 10 for gold, which was interesting. Even when we go down to silver 1, 55%, that's really good, but it's actually still not enough to make the top 10 in silver either, which is interesting. If we go to bronze 1, 64.45, it's better. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of intriguing. How is she in silver 4? 51.35. Again, it's good, but she's not actually top 10, which is something you might expect. Let's come over. Let me show you now more quickly. How's it look in silver 1? So if we come into silver 1 and we were to adjust these champions, what would happen? Let me show you the top 10 that I could find for silver 1. I might have missed some somewhere along the lines. It's possible, but these were the top 10 for silver 1. So Taras reigns supreme at 60%. Marishka falls off to number 5 spot, but with 58.5%. Sifi, Nekret, and Warlord are still up there. So this was quite interesting, actually, you know? Nekret and Warlord jumped up from through the bottom of the top 10 to actually near the top. They really do very, very well in silver 1. Yumiko is up there, 58% as well. And then, I mean, the Sifi, Marishka, Taras are sort of as expected. Sifi more in line with Marishka and Taras here. Interestingly enough, Leorius actually jumps way up to 58%. Leorius joins in, and Rotus comes in at 57% as well. So we've actually lost Cardial. And who else did we lose along the way? Tormin. So Cardial and Tormin both drop out. We go to silver 1. Tormin drops to 53.49%. He's not in the top 10 anymore. Cardial, he goes to 53.88%. So both very respectable win rates, but not in the top 10. Leorius actually comes in. And funny enough with Leorius, 48% win rate in gold. We go down to silver 1 though, 57.71. He's way up there. Go to bronze 1 at 70%. So very interesting. Leorius, not as problematic on the top levels of Arena, but when you go down even slightly below the top levels, this guy becomes insane and starts wrecking people. Absolutely beast mode for Leorius when you go far enough. Not really that surprising either. I mean, Leorius is very difficult to deal with. He makes himself immune to basically all crowd control when his skill is not on cooldown. So if you don't have a lockout champion, right, he's going to be immune to crowd control. He's got the 2 big AoEs, and of course he gives himself unkillable and becomes stronger as his HP goes down too. So Leorius is a bit of a monster. And then Rotos, the Lost Groom, comes in as well, and this was pretty shocking to me. Shocking. He's picked 33.7% of the time in Gold 1. 39.85% win rate. His win rate is absolutely abysmal. What's going on? I think a lot of what's going on, he obviously struggles against Taras, who reduces his attack, and he's going to struggle to kill Taras, I suppose. He really struggles against Harima, who really removes a lot of Rotus's damage. Right, Rotus's big hitting move is his A3, though he can hit extremely hard on all of them. But this is ignoring 60% of the target's defense, and he's going to have Savage as well. He's ignoring a huge amount of defense, which is how this hits so hard. Harima really neuters that, on top of being good affinity against Rotus. So he's got quite a few awkward matchups, especially when you kind of have to go in and ban their Taras or Marishka. Good combo with Sifi, but if you're getting Sifi and Rotus, they're probably getting Taras and Marishka, and then they might pick up Harima. I don't know. It can be a bit awkward, I suppose, but I thought it was interesting nonetheless to see that change. So yeah, Rotus, but he's a beast in Silver 1. He's an absolute monster, even better than Jorgid, who actually falls down a little bit in terms of the rankings. Yeah, he does better than Jorgid there, but he's just really struggling at the top level. But if you're not at the top level, he's an absolute monster, which is kind of not a surprise. So there you go. Let me know what you think, guys. Did anything here surprise you? Like I said, for me, the big surprise was seeing Tormund in there. I think we sort of explained it. I was really expecting Taras to be number 1. And for me, frankly, I would rate him as number 1 overall for Live Arena. He's clearly a monster. I'm clearly, after doing this, very happy to have pulled Sifi as my last legendary. That's a really big win for me. Very happy about that. But yeah, let me know what you think. And remember, giveaway in the comments down below. Let me know the 2 champions that have impressed or scared you the most. And they don't have to be from this list. Maybe they are. Likely they are. But hey, maybe you're just not fighting anyone with Taras. They're winning everything and they're way above you and you never see them. That could easily happen. But let me know the 2 champions you pick out. Put in your code as well, and you could be one of 5 winners to get this stuff. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, found it insightful and interesting. Yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.